I was raised by a woman that ran with men. Like, she had a bookmaking operation.
Yeah.
And I seen her getting into arguments with men and go yourself, and go yourself, and I'd be scared for a minute. My mom had no victim in it.
It's
and
fun.
the women I grew up with had no victim in it.
Yeah, but maybe they just didn't have the opportunity to. It's like maybe they were victimized at such a young age that they were like, yo, this is part of life. And maybe in LA, everything's so nice until you want a job in Hollywood, and then all of a sudden you see reality. So you don't grow up in reality because everybody's coddling you and taking care of you. Where your mom saw some absolutely wild shit.
Wild shit.
Her mom saw some wild shit.
Wild shit.
I mean, to be a lady running numbers is already crazy.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back to the beginning.
Yeah.
My mother went to a dance with her sister in Cuba.
Okay.
Her sister went outside. My mom couldn't find her. My mom went outside, and she was getting raped by some guy. So my mom broke the bottle and stabbed him and killed him. Her family sent her to the United States to hide the shame. They sent her up to the Bronx with some distant cousin. My mom met some Puerto Rican woman.
Shame?
Yeah, because it
She
was like,
protected her sister?
because it's a different world sometimes for people. You know, what you see as a victory, like when I tell this story, some people go, well, she was a fucking animal. No.
What?
She was protecting her sister, who I still talk to. She's like the queen of Cuba, my aunt, Rosita.
Really?
So I still talk to her, and that was never forgotten. So she got thrown into this life. She hooked up with a Puerto Rican girl that was a numbers runner. And the next thing you knew, they were opening up their own bank. My mom went back to Cuba, had me and my sister, gangster, got a fucking alias, and came back here. Again, as an alias, opened up a bar, a numbers operation, a restaurant with a fucking alias. That's why when my mom died, I didn't get no Social Security.
Hold on, so you're talking about...
Are you with me, motherfuckers?
This is 1950s?
This is
she
1940.
Leaves, oh, okay, so 1940s, she leaves Cuba. Goes back to Cuba, what,
1961,
So
maybe.
right after...
Like, right after Fidel, like a fucking animal.
Nobody's going back to Cuba.
No.
Bro.
Empty flight.
No, because they had... Listen, my mom's not in the fucking... My wife and I hired an attorney like 10 years ago. The only family I have that went through Ellis Island is my uncle. Everybody else came like fucking... Illegally. Like, yeah, everybody else came in. I didn't know what until this day. I can't figure it out.
Do
Like,
you have like a Social Security card?
I was born in Cuba, but I have a New York City birth certificate.
If you come legally, you're kind of a pussy, bro.
I don't really know what those motherfucking criminals were doing. My mom and my dad, I have no idea what the fuck they were running.
Okay.
I have a history about my dad being here also young and teaming up with young Jewish guys down in the village, and they were doing some fucking dirty shit.
Was it
like raising a rent?
It was like heroin and shit. And I saw pictures of my dad, and he was as Cuban as could be, but he had like a fucking tattoo of a star on his arm.
Whoa.
And he wore like a fucking Jewish star on his chest. And he wore a beanie. That was his fucking
beanie. A little beanie. A really little
yarmulke. Yeah, man. And I couldn't figure it out. I'm uncircumcised. I don't know.
Culturally.
I don't know.
You might be Jewish.
I'm uncircumcised.
Yeah.
So,
but that's how they do it back then.
Yeah, I still got a turtleneck. So fuck it.